Thailand's election body defended its decision to forward Thailand's front-runner Prime Minister's case to the Constitutional Court, Chatmongkol Pissamaigosol reports.
The Election Commission insisted it has strictly followed the law when it presented Move Forward Party leader Limjaroenrat's ineligibility case to the Constitutional Court earlier this week.
The election body made the remark after Pita complained of being unfairly treated by the election body without giving him a chance to defend himself. The Move Forward Party leader said he understands the intention of the law that bans politicians to use media as a political weapon, but argued that the ITV channel where he held thousands of shares inherited from his father ceased operating a long time ago and is not earning any revenue. The reformist candidate believes there are attempts to block their 8-party coalition from forming a new government through various tricks. Meanwhile, the Election Commission responded to the criticisms, stating it has strictly followed Section 82 of the Constitution, which authorized it to immediately forward the case to the Constitutional Court once the election body is convinced by the evidence that an MP status has become invalid due to a reason stated in the Constitution. It added that it hasn't rushed the investigation surrounding the case and that it is not in a position to make the final judgment. It can be remembered that Pita lost his bid to be officially elected as the next Prime Minister of Thailand after it did not secure enough votes during the parliament vote held on Thursday.
Amid the temporary setback, Pita said he won't give up while his Move Forward Party will re-strategize to win the next round of voting for Premier in the Parliament next week. รายงานจากกรุงเทพมหานคร นายชัดมงคล พิสมัยโกศล SMS ประเทศไทย สวัสดีครับ
Thailand's top diplomat revealed his recent meeting with Myanmar's ousted leader Anis de Guzman for the details.
Speaking in front of ASEAN foreign ministers, Thai Foreign Minister Don Pramudwinai confirmed that he met with ousted Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi over the weekend. Pramudwinai told his counterparts that Suu Kyi was in good health physically and mentally. He added that the 78-year-old leader, who is serving a total of 33 years imprisonment, even encouraged dialogue for peaceful settlement to end the crisis. Pramudwinai said the private meeting lasted for more than an hour on Sunday. Thailand's most senior diplomat reiterated that any independent effort to start the peace process should be in line with the 5-point ASEAN plan agreed with Myanmar's junta about 2 years ago. The 56th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting held for 2 days in Jakarta, Indonesia, with the 10-member bloc divided about how and whether it should re-engage with the military rulers of Myanmar. Local and foreign experts slammed the Thai senior diplomat's recent meeting with the ousted leader, with academics saying it undermines Indonesia's leadership and suggested that the junta was essentially showing favoritism towards countries. Disha Anisa de Guzman, รายงานจากกรุงเทพมหานคร SMN News ประเทศไทย สวัสดีค่ะ
The Foreign Minister of Australia met China's highest-ranking diplomat during the sidelines of the ASEAN Summit in Indonesia. Sheena Salim has the news.
Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong held talks with Chinese Communist Party's Foreign Affairs Director Wang Yi for almost an hour on the sidelines of the East Asia Foreign Ministers Summit in Jakarta. Senator Wong told his Chinese counterpart Australia expects more movement from Beijing on its crippling trade restrictions as a result of years of a multi-billion-dollar trade war between the two countries. It was the fourth meeting between the two officials since Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese took power. Both leaders discussed trade barriers imposed by Beijing on Australian exports and the jailing of Australian citizens in China. The latest meeting is seen as a critical development ahead of Albanese's planned visit to Beijing, which will be the first by an Australian leader since 2016. As Wong visited Indonesia, the Australian Prime Minister, on the other hand, joined the world leaders for a 2-day NATO summit in Lithuania, where he promised to give Ukraine additional 30 Bushmaster military vehicles. Senator Wong's visit to Jakarta came a week after Indonesian President Joko Widodo visited Australia for a bilateral visit. Reporting from New South Wales, this is Shina Salim, SMNI News, Australia.